Live from the entertainment capital of the world.
This is Marco and Jeets in the morning.
Pair of tickets to see Rob Zombie and Korn live at the Mandalay Bay Event Center on Saturday, July 30th, up for grabs. We asked you to call for what is the dumbest reason you got yourself into trouble. 702-791-1075. Of course, there was this man in New York. He was arrested for a theft, apparently. He was released on charges, but he had a couple minor things lingering. They put him in jail and put a $1 bail on each offense. He doesn't realize that he spent 5 months in jail for $2 American. So that hurts. So we're asking, Ransom, what would you do if you realized you spent 5 months in jail over $2?
I would whoop my attorney's ass.
I'd whoop my own ass.
So hard. Yeah, first off, I'd whoop my attorney's ass,
Yeah.
and then I'd go find myself,
Right.
which is not hard to do, and then I'd whoop my own ass.
I'd stand in front of a mirror and just whoop the hell out of myself. So we're asking, what's the dumbest reason you got yourself into trouble? 702-791-1075, of course. Rob Zombie, Korn tickets on the line.
Let's get to Joe on line 2. Joe, what's up, buddy? What's your story?
All right, this is pretty stupid. It was years ago. I got caught for stealing a $7 watch, and I ended up doing 4 months.
$7
Out of Walmart.
watch.
Was that here in Vegas, or was that elsewhere?
I was here in Vegas.
So you are one of the people of Walmart I see on the internet.
Not no longer. That was a long time ago.
Was it at least like a nice $7 watch?
No, it was fake gold, wasn't it, Joe? I don't even know that.
No, that's why I had to call and tell the story, because I was pretty embarrassed, and I think this is the first time I've ever told the story.
Well, see, that's the power of Rob Zombie and Korn tickets. So what's up? What made you want to steal the watch? I mean, you can obviously see the price tag. You can obviously see it's $7, but there was something about this watch that you could not resist. What was it?
Let's just say my younger life was not as good as it is now. So I
Yeah.
wasn't even thinking about it. I just took it, and then when they arrested me for it, and I found out it was $7 because I thought it was more, then it really bummed me out.
So you had to spend 4 months in jail? You said.
Yeah, what happened was I ended up going to jail for that, and they were, I went to court and everything, and gave me a little fine and jail time, but I had another warrant sitting in there, so they ended up getting me on that too.
Did they at least let you keep the watch so you could see how much time had passed in jail?
Oh, no, it was a big ordeal. He caught me in the bathroom. It was
What a
terrible.
pervert. Well, sticky hands, Joe. It sounds like he used to fill your pockets full of other people's goods, but hopefully
not
that
anymore.
taught you a lesson. Yeah, good. All right, man. Thanks, brother.
Let's go to Sean on line 3. Sean, are you there?
Yeah.
Hey, buddy. So what is your story?
Well, about 10 years ago, I was in southern Utah, and we were riding our BMX bikes, screwing off.
Right.
Well, we were driving by an elementary school, saw the dodgeball rack hanging outside on the playground. So we thought it'd be funny to throw dodgeballs at each other.
Sure.
Cops showed up, arrested me for playing dodgeball on school property after dark.
Oh,
I did.
Is that
I had to
wait a
do-
minute? Hold on. I know Utah has different laws than Nevada. Obviously, is it illegal to play dodgeball in Utah? That's a real
I'm
question.
not- I don't know, but I found out the hard way. They wouldn't bail me out all weekend, and then when I did my bail, it was $26.
So what was the actual charge? It definitely wasn't
They
like
had to charge me. They charged me with trespassing after dark. But trying to spend the weekend in jail, trying to tell people when they're asking you what you're in jail for, and you're telling them dodgeball.
no.
No one believes you.
Yeah, no. You go attempted murder. You're like with a red rubber ball or something. I mean, you got to juice up that story. You can't walk into jail and be like, "What's that assault, huh?" Well, that ain't nothing.
Yeah, I almost kind of feel like if I went into jail and I told somebody I was there for dodgeball, I get my ass kicked, like.
Right. Right. It would feel like you're getting smashed in the face with a dodgeball the entire time you're in jail.
Yeah, it was not. I mean, trying to explain that, going to court, the judge reading over it and everything, it was embarrassing.
I gotta ask, were you dating somebody at the time? I mean, did you have a woman in your life? I mean,
yeah,
some
I
puppy
was
love.
married.
No, but I mean, okay. So, do you explain this to significant others about your seedy
Oh, yeah.
past of reckless dodgeball?
Oh yeah, I mean everybody laughs at it. I tell the story and people are like, that's Utah for you. And I just start laughing. I'm like, yeah, it sucked.
Yeah. Well, did your team win at least?
Did I? I don't really think so, because the team was the police officers when they showed up, because about 10 of them showed up for 3 guys.
You didn't answer the question. All right. Let's get to Mike, who's on line 1.
So when I was in high school, I just didn't want to pay for parking, so I decided to steal the parking meter. So I ripped the entire thing out of the ground and put it in the back of my car.
Are you
and
like?
left-
Are you a huge green dude with ripped purple shorts? I mean, what are you,
No,
the
I
Hulk?
used-
You ripped that
I
out of the
used
ground?
car. I hit it with the bumper, knocked it out with the car, and took the thing and left the car parked in the spot. So I thought I'd get free parking, and it didn't work out that way.
Wow, that is, that's pretty stupid.
Yeah.
But I asked for it, but Jesus Christ. So what happened? You hit this thing and his change goes spilling out all over the place?
No, it was all intact, and I tried to take it home with me, but it wouldn't fit in my truck, or my car. So I just threw it. I stashed it for later, so I could go back and pick it up. And the cops showed up, and they took me out of class, and they escorted me through the hall carrying this parking meter.
So how did they know it was you? Did someone identify your car?
One of the security guards saw me doing it.
And so you thought you're getting all sneaky. You're tiptoeing around like a cat burglar, thinking you got away with something. But they're like, "Look at this idiot."
Yep, my car was still in the same spot.
Oh well, yep, that's dumb. Thanks
Almost the perfect crime.
Almost the perfect crime. I do wonder though if he got away with that, got it home. Not that I condone any of this, but I wonder how much change is in that thing. It's got to be a small fortune. Let's get to Cyrus on line 3.
Good morning, gentlemen.
What's your story?
Okay, so let's paint the picture. So I'm 20 years old, driving through the city of Glendale back in L.A. with 2 of my buddies in my 68 Camaro. I get pulled over by Glendale PD. I have about 4 squad cars behind me, guns drawn, and, telling me on the bullhorn to throw my keys on the ground, get out of the car, get on the ground.
So what happened?
So what do you do?
So they end up handcuffing me, and they pull me to the side, and they're like, your buddies could leave, but you have a federal warrant out for your arrest. And
That's
we're
not
taking you
good.
in. And I'm going, okay, I have no idea what you guys are talking about. I wasn't an angel, but I know I didn't do a federal offense.
Yeah, it's one thing to have a regular felony, but a federal felony is serious business. So what did they say you did?
Exactly, and these guys are licking their chops thinking they got some, Jeffrey Dahmer guy or something.
Oh,
And
wow.
They end up hauling me in and putting me in there, and the cops writing up his report. And
So what did
talking
they
to the
say you
bailiff.
did?
Well, that's the whole thing. He's like, what's this code? I've never seen this code before. So the guy had to go out and get a book and open it up. He's like, oh, it's a federal fishing game license, fishing without a license.
Oh,
And I'm like, oh, yeah, I did get a ticket like 2 years ago, and I didn't pay it because it was like $500. I'm like, screw that. It's not going to affect me. And the cop just looked at me like, you're an idiot.
You're like, why am I in jail? And they're like, just for the halibut.
Yeah, and they ended up
Dun-dun-dun.
holding me.
Oh, king of the cheesy puns.
And they end up holding me until my father comes in and bails me out, which was my fine, which was $496. But to make matters worse, as I'm sitting in the holding cell, the same arresting officer brings in some crackhead that's like trying to bite him, and he slams him up against the rail, and he's like, if you don't calm down, I'm gonna stick you in there with Big Boy, and he's gonna take care of you. And I'm thinking to myself, great.
Yeah. Like, well, yeah, thanks for volunteering me, and thanks for the new killer roommate. All right,
bite
Cyrus,
me.
hang tight, buddy. Yeah, fishing license goes almost to federal prison. That is pretty stupid.
One last call. Let's go to line 2. Bone is on line 2. Bone, what's going on, buddy?
I was working at a job, and of course it was a job I hated because it's a job. I was ready to leave. I found other employment and everything like that. I was just in my last 2 weeks or so, last 2-3 weeks. And I decided I was going to start going in a back cooler area and start stealing Red Bulls.
That gives you wings, dude.
Yeah, I stole a bunch. I got away with it a bunch. Finally, they caught me and everything like that, and I ended up getting fired. Now that's kind of on my record and everything like that for getting fired for something like that. And see, the reason this is dumb actually is because if I just go to the bar, they would have just gave me a free Red Bull.
Right. Well, I mean, getting fired for
Everything-
stealing Red Bull just overall is up. So you said you've been doing this a lot and getting away with it. So, with these things, it seems harmless. You just grab a couple cans of Red Bull. You're like, who's going to miss it? Whatever.
I hated the job, and I just wanted to kind of get back at them, and there was really nothing else I could do. So I was like, whatever. I'll just snag some Red
Revenge
Bull.
by Red Bull. But
They're
my
really
question is, so you said you'd done this a lot, and I get it, man. Like I said, you grab a Red Bull here and there, and you're like, what's the big deal? Screw these people, whatever. But you said it was over a lengthy period of time. How much in a dollar amount? How much Red Bull do you think out of all the ones you stole? Well, if you had to add them all up, how much Red Bull did you steal?
Probably like $200 worth.
Well,
It kind of sounds like you decided you deserved to get fired.
I mean,
That's like stealing $200 out of the register.
That's it. Like I had no problem getting fired and everything like that. Like I said, I didn't want to be there. But the part that makes it really dumb is every time I went to the bar and asked them for a Red Bull, they would just give me a Red Bull. Like all the bartenders would just comp me a Red Bull anyways.
If they were those big Red Bulls, though, $200 worth, you really only stole like 9 of them. Those energy drinks, man, I'm telling you, I'm drinking one right now. Every time I buy one, I'm like, Jesus Christ, dude, it just soft my arms.
They're a car payment